And we're live. What's going on, y'all? Welcome to Real Spill Wednesdays on the Truth Comes to Life podcast. I'm your host, Jay Colvin, and welcome to Real Spill Wednesdays. For those of y'all that are new, on Real Spill Wednesdays, we talk about life topics and motivational quotes. Please be sure to check out my previous Real Spill Wednesdays on the channel. And also, please be sure to tune into the full podcast episode on the channel where we talk about news from all over the world, the music industry, and more. I just dropped a podcast episode a couple of days ago. We were talking about sports, NFL playoff games, NFL wild card weekend. Some good games are on. So please, if you are interested, please be sure to tune in to the full podcast episodes. Please sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so you get the latest updates on when I post a full Real Spill Wednesday or a full podcast episode. More videos will be coming real soon for y'all. Also, follow me on IG, TikTok, and X at The Truth Comes to Life podcast, because who knows, whatever I post on one of those social media platforms is like a foreshadow on what I will be talking about for my next podcast episode or my next Real Spill Wednesday. But if you don't subscribe to any one of those channels, you will be missing out on things. I always tell y'all, I'm going to get consistent. I'm going to keep on staying consistent on the social media platforms. So please hit the follow button on either one of those social media platforms, whether that's IG, TikTok, or X. Either one of those. Just show support for the Truth Comes to Life podcast. We're almost at 200 videos. Almost at 200 videos. I really thank each and every one of y'all that have tuned in, liked, commented, showed y'all support for whether it was the full podcast episodes or the full Real Spill Wednesdays. I really appreciate it from the bottom of my heart. You show support, I'm going to keep on bringing y'all content every single chance that I get. Every single chance that I get, because I love y'all. I love y'all from the bottom of my heart. So keep on hitting that subscribe button, liking, sharing, commenting, doing whatever. So with that in mind, let's get straight into this Real Spill Wednesday. Now, I'm going to get back to y'all's Real Spill topic suggestions. That's another thing I got to tell y'all about. On IG or TikTok or X, I may do a Real Spill Wednesday topic suggestion or podcast topic suggestions for y'all, and y'all just comment whatever y'all want me to talk about, life topics and motivational quotes, and if I get to it, I will be talking about it for the next Real Spill Wednesday. But for this Real Spill Wednesday in particular, I want to go back to this quotes. I want to go back to the quotes. I haven't done a quote in a little minute. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and read this quote. The quote is, "Let it go, change the channel, turn it off, unsubscribe, unfriend, unfollow, mute, block, walk away, breathe. You have to realize that silence is more powerful than proving a point." One thing that you'll understand when you get older is silence is the best answer for most things in life. Not everything needs a response. Silence doesn't make you less than. If you a man, silence doesn't make you less of a man. There are certain situations where things don't need to be said. And the amount of self-control and the amount of discipline that you have to have in those situations where you really want to say something so bad. You really want to say something, but you hold back and you decide not to say anything will sometimes be the best thing that could ever happen to you. Use your actions more than your words. A lot of people do this, that, and doing too much talking, but there's no actions behind it. So always use your actions. If anything happens, whether you beefing with somebody or whatever, you don't gotta respond. If someone trying to come at you on some dry shit, you don't gotta respond to them. Because most of the people that come to you on that dry stuff are less than you. They're not on the same headspace as you. Why are you going to try and beef and talk about someone that's not on the same level as you? There's no point in that. So that energy that you have to want to go and talk to them, want to go and respond to it, just use your actions. That'll hurt them more because they'll feel as though, man, this dude is not responding. This girl is not responding. But your silence is the best answer that you can have in your life. Sometimes going on mute and not saying anything at all is the best answer that you can possibly have. You don't got to prove a point in certain situations. That's what people fail to realize. So many people be trying to prove a point, be letting their words just make them want to prove a point versus remaining silent in situations. Let your actions prove points, not your words. A lot of bad things can happen if you let your words try and prove a point. And not responding to things is gonna make you just a better and more mature person. It doesn't make you less than at all. Everybody be saying if you don't say things in certain situations that it's just gonna make you less than. Sometimes not everything needs to be said. Your actions is your biggest say. Let your actions be your biggest say in certain situations. Not everything needs to be talked. Not everything needs to have words behind it. It's a lot of discipline and it's a lot of self-control that you have to have in regards to being silent and remaining silent in situations. But if you can remain silent in those situations, if you can stay disciplined, your mind will be so much clearer. Me personally, why would I want to beef with somebody? I don't like beefing at all. So with that in mind, if someone want to come and talk to me on some dry stuff, just want to just talk bad about me just dryly, if I already know, okay, he's saying something just because I already know he not on the same mindset as me, you gonna have haters in your life. So with that being said, I'ma just be silent in those situations because I know they don't know me as a person and I know they're not on the same mentality and the same headspace as me, because why are you gonna try and just dry talk down on somebody? There's no point in that. If you're just going out your way to just dry talk about somebody, something is seriously wrong with you. And then what makes it even worse, you're trying to expect a response from that person that you're talking bad about. But if you're really mature in those situations, you don't even got to say nothing at all. Use your actions. Use your actions in those situations. Keep on pushing forward. Then they're going to be like, man, this dude is not even responding. Man, this female not responding to me. Because you don't have time for that. When you get older, silence is your biggest answer. Silence is your biggest thing that you need to have. It takes a lot to be silent. It takes a lot of self-control. It really does. But you can make yourself be in a lot more positive situations if you keep your mouth closed and you just stay silent and let your actions show. A lot of bad things happen to people because they don't remain silent, especially when they beefing. One person who knows that they're on a whole different level than another person, the person that's on a way lower level, talk about someone that's way higher than them mentally, and the person that's higher doesn't have that self-control and that discipline to just remain silent. Man, he not on the same level as me. And that's how those people get in your head. And then all of a sudden something can end up happening. They can get killed or something can end up happening that's bad to them. First, if you just stay silent. Stay silent in those situations. Okay, you can try to talk about me. I know you're not on the same level as me. I know you're not on the same level as me. You're not on the same headspace as me. That's the biggest answer. That's the biggest answer. They gonna be more mad that you quiet. Man, why are you not responding to me? Because you're not on the same mentality as me. You're not doing the same things as me. You're not trying to be in the same realm as me. You're not positive energy. What do I need that for? I don't need that at all. I feel like there's no need for beefing. There's no need for beefing. Especially if you just stay out your way. And even with you staying out your way, people will still talk about you. You gonna have haters left and right. But remaining silent in those situations where things don't need to be said is going to be your best friend. It's really going to be your best friend. And even if it's not beef, what I will say is this. Me personally, I don't allow too many second chances. I really don't. I don't allow too many chances at all. If you cross me once, after I already told you what I don't like, how I feel towards certain situations, what do I need to have a conversation with you about? I'm going to just use my actions to show you, okay, you didn't cross me. I know that you crossed me. Don't need you in my life no more. I don't think ghosting is bad at all, especially if that person crossed you and you told them, hey, this is what I don't like. This is the things that you should do and the things that you shouldn't do. If they do the things that they shouldn't do, I'm leaving. I'm leaving just like that. Nothing needs to be said. You know what you did. There ain't no, man, I'm sorry, I apologize for all that. Nah, I told you. I gave you the rundown of what I don't like, and you still chose to do the things that I don't like. So why do I feel as though a conversation needs to be had? Especially if it's some that serious. There's nothing that needs to be said. Unblock, unfollow, being quiet, remaining silent, using my actions. So then they gonna be like, man, I really messed up. First, if you just talk, like, nah. There ain't no need for talking in situations that don't need to be talked about. I gave you the rundown on what I do and don't like. You still chose to do something that I don't like. There ain't no need to say anything. It's hard to give people second chances because if you do give them second chances, you never know with that person, they gonna end up hurting you again. They can end up doing the same thing you told them not to do. So if they cross you that one time, especially if it's that bad of nature, go ahead and remain silent. Go ahead and ghost them. There ain't no need to say anything. And that takes a lot of self-control, especially if you love them. Especially if you truly care for this person and you truly want to be cool with this person. It takes a lot. But it also takes you being disciplined and knowing your worth and knowing yourself. You told them that you don't want these things to happen to you and they still cross you. What is there that needs to be said? Point blank, period. Silence will be your best friend in those situations. And it takes a whole lot of discipline to do it. It's gonna hurt. It is gonna hurt. It's gonna hurt to unfollow. It's gonna hurt to block them. It's going to hurt to leave them out your life for good. But it will truly be the best for you, especially if they crossed you. So keep that in mind. Silence doesn't make you less than a man. Silence doesn't make you less than a woman. Silence is your best friend for some situations. Silence will get you through some situations in a good way. Versus if you let all the talk get to you and you respond, it could potentially be bad for you. Versus all you have to do is just stay silent in those situations. Let your actions show. Let your actions do all the talking. But if you use your words, some things can end up happening to you that are truly bad for real. It takes a lot of self-control to be silent. It takes a lot of discipline to stay silent. But if you can stay silent in those situations, that'll really show a person how mature you really are by staying silent in situations that don't need to be said. It really does. And that's what you're going to learn when you get older. Usually when you're younger, you're going to want to talk. You're going to want to respond to everything. Man, somebody talking bad about me. I don't like what he doing. I'm going to go ahead and say something to him. But then when you get older, at a point in time, there's going to be, man, I got bigger things to worry about. I got bigger things to handle. Why do I got to attack something that's seriously not nothing that I need to attack? Something small versus where my headspace is. I got to worry about these bills. I got to worry about what am I going to eat. I got to worry about my education if y'all are in school. I got to worry about so many things. So a simple relationship or a simple person talking about me or somebody trying to beef with me, I don't got time for none of that. I don't got time for none of that. So I'm going to remain silent in those situations because I got bigger things to do. I got bigger fish to fry. I'm not going to let some small, don't ever let nothing small get to me. And that's how y'all should be. Those things, silence will be your best friend. Don't ever attack anything that don't need to be attacked. You got bigger things to do in this world. And if you stay silent in those situations, that'll really show a person how mature you really are. Because a lot of people aren't silent in situations. For real. And that's just how beef starts. And that's how a lot of bad things start. First is just remaining silent. So with that in mind, that is the end of this Real Spill Wednesday. If y'all made it to the end of this Real Spill Wednesday, please sure to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, turn on post notifications so I get the latest update on when I post a full Real Spill Wednesday or full podcast episode. All of those videos will be coming out soon. Y'all follow me on IG, TikTok, and X at The Truth Comes Alive Podcast. And with that in mind, I love each and every one of y'all, and y'all have a nice rest of y'all night.